In most countries of the world, a new government gets at least 100 days of a grace period before it gets criticized by the media and the opposition. But not in Israel. Netanyahu's third coalition is a little more than a month old, and everyone's got already something to complain about. Even the opposition to Netanyahu's led government can't deny the fact that even though there have been a few arguments here and there, all in all the government is functioning pretty smoothly.
Well, so far the government is stable, but the main test is still ahead of us. This is the budget. It's coming here to Parliament in a matter of days, and then we'll see. This is going to be the first big test of this new government and the new finance minister, Lapid. And there are going to be a lot of obstacles. It's going to be the government's first budget, so we'll see. No doubt this will be a budget with lots of new taxes, lots of cuts on all social welfare ministries. So it's going to be hard. I think this is a bad budget and this is a bad government.
And some people take the wait-and-see policy before judging the new government.
I think the expectation was that we will be getting more of the same, and we're a bit surprised to get some new tones from the government, especially from the Minister of Finance, which turned out not to be the regular, usual type of politician. He might eventually turn to be what we know already, but from a beginner's point of view, he has made some interesting moves. It remains to be seen whether this government will lead some crucial reforms as it promises to do. There is a new atmosphere, but it's still too early to tell whether this time it's for real or we will have the same sort of foot-dragging government as we had last time.
The question is, with so many domestic issues at hand, how is the new government going to tackle some of the burning foreign policies it needs to handle?
In terms of foreign policy and national security priorities, Iran's nuclear weapons program is number one, the disintegration of Syria is number two, and maybe Israeli-Palestinian negotiations is number three. John Kerry, American Secretary of State, is working very hard to get the sides to resume negotiations. So far, his efforts have not yet produced sufficient results. And even if there are negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, at least as long as they do not produce an agreement that require substantial Israeli withdrawals from Judea and Samaria or the West Bank, or the establishment of a Palestinian state, then the coalition is going to be in good condition.
And what about the introduction of the new factor in Israeli politics, Facebook?
Facebook is not everything. You know, there is a new fashion here in Israeli politics to do everything through Facebook. Facebook is important. I myself have a Facebook page, everything is fine. But still, the main arena is here, Parliament and government, and they still have to prove themselves, both Lapid and Bennett.
There has been criticism over Lapid and Bennett's new communication with voters via Facebook, but I think it's nonsense. Ministers have to communicate with the public. I think one of the main shortcomings of previous ministers is that they are not communicating enough with the public, and therefore they don't know what the public wants, what the public prefers, how the public reacts to a particular policy or program. So I think this is a big advantage for these new politicians who are using the new media to communicate and also to listen. Facebook is not one-way communication. It's not only what you want to tell the people, it is also a mechanism to hear what the people want from you.
So if this is all that our expert had to say after only 1 month into the new government, we're certainly in for a very interesting ride with lots of twists and turns just around the corner waiting to happen. For JN1, I'm Jacobsohn at the Knesset in Jerusalem.